Hi guys. Today I am drinking Devil's Vine. It's a nice wine. I've had it before. My mum bought it for me. I think she's trying to say something about me. Probably.
She'd know. She said it was like giving birth to The Exorcist.
Yeah, it's not surprising. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
You like that? You're happy with that?
Yep, that'll do.
That'll do.
Just give myself another little mouthful.
Because your glass is not big enough.
No, it's not. It's not a Bec-sized glass.
It's not a
That's fine.
Bec-sized glass.
That's fine.
So how does it feel to be back for a week and a bit?
I've been really tired.
Really tired?
Fatigued.
Fatigued.
But that's all right. It's been busy. There's been lots of me to catch up on. All new systems and stuff.
Systems. Me changing everything.
Everything.
Some things not to your particular taste.
I'm getting there. I'm just not a
getting
really big fan of change. Like, I'm not a fan
I
of it.
prefer just not working.
No, I get used to things and I like how things are.
So you don't like my changes?
No, they're fine. I'm just...
Well, I can go back to how you like them, how they were.
No, it's fine. Because then they'll be changing things again.
But officially, some of the changes aren't happening till Monday.
No, that's all right. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a lot to learn. But I'm getting there. Like I learnt today about the
easy way to do...
white balance.
White balance. I had this thing since...
Bubbles out.
When I used to shoot fishing videos, that was ages ago. I had the old Canon, white Canon video that you could put the Canon lenses on, and I found this. It's called an Expo disc. I don't even know if they're still even made anymore, but I saw something on YouTube, and there's a new version. Like it looked just like that. I said, I've got one of them somewhere.
Yeah, and you've fished it out.
And it worked. I did a check on it first, so I got a grey card and did an exposure on it, and I put this in identical. So, and this is just so much easier. You stick them on the camera.
And hit the auto.
Well, if you've got an auto white balancing, you hit that. An auto select. And it picks up the white balance of the room perfect.
So I learnt about that.
But now we've got to put like well, at the moment, what am I playing? I've got 9 cameras I'm playing with.
Yeah.
And we filmed the other day with all 9 cameras running. Because I now got to sit down and do my comparisons to work out.
So long.
We need 2 setups. So it was overkill with what we did today with Lottie.
Yeah.
But I still we're running a 360 on a stick, and I just wanted to see what extra footage we would have got out, if it's worth having that footage or not. It was really easy to run. You just stick it somewhere and forget about it.
You don't find the 360s too fish-eyed?
It is in a tiny space, but once you get into bigger spaces, it doesn't tend to. Well, the stuff I'm seeing online doesn't seem to be. But I need to play a bit more.
Well, it's just because you said that about the GoPro. You said you didn't like how fish-eyed it was. So
No, how wide it was.
I thought you didn't like the distortion because of how wide it was.
No, it's when I did the thing with Shay.
Yeah.
If I'm shooting, I think I was shooting with a 50mm lens, Shay was still like only this big off my camera.
Right.
And that's what I didn't like. I would have liked it more zoomed, but I couldn't find a way of zooming it more. Right. But everybody who buys them, they want them for sport, so they want
it wide, yeah.
So that's why it's nothing against GoPro, it's just although I did find a GoPro, I had it overheat twice when I was in Europe, and it also turns off now and then, just on its own.
I didn't know why your iPhone was turning off today as well.
I only turned off once.
No, it turned off again at the end.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right at the end. It turned off the other day when I was filming with Mika. But I don't know if it's the iPhone turning it off or the...
I don't know, I just
You don't know. But yeah, we're doing lots and lots of changes with different, like even the camera I got on now, I'm slowly teaching Bec one button at a time. There's only 2,000 buttons on there, so we'll get there one day.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Well, because if you overload me, I'm going to forget it all.
Yeah,
Better off just teaching me a little bit at a time, and that way I'll remember it.
Yeah, no, and that's why I said we're going to have a startup manual.
Yeah.
So because we might be running up to 5 cameras, it'll just be a sequence. We sort of go through and make sure everything's you'll get used to, you know yourself, even when you're putting up a new thing on Inspire, you'll have a sequence that you go through. And I know when I was doing While You're Away, I didn't have, so I kept on watching your video to remind me of the sequence. But I got to a point where I could, well, I know how to do all this, so I can skip this part of the video.
Yeah.
But I do love the fact that Bec does the video so I can do it when she's not there, but she'll go on for about 10 minutes, go, oh no, that's wrong, I'll do it. It should have been this way. So I still watch 10 minutes and it says, oh, I need to edit that out later. And she didn't. And then she gets there and you just type the description. It's oh no, I didn't need to see what you typed.
Well, I was going to edit that out as
you
well.
didn't edit it out. And I was actually going to sit down and edit it out. Or then she goes to me, yeah, I put it in the video.
I thought I...
You thought she did. It's all right, so it was fun. It's fun on pickings on. But no, it got me through.
Got me through.
I don't think there's any problem that I couldn't handle or couldn't wait, was there? So you did your job. She got all freaky. She looked at, we have to-do lists, and she's like my wife. She sneaks around peeking in little pockets to find things.
I was looking at your to-do list because I was seeing if there's anything I could take off for you.
And it was, are you going to fire me?
Because you had to learn all of what I do, and I was like, why do you need to know?
Well, of course I do. I'm the owner of the business, and if you're sick, I need to be able to run my business.
Yeah, but I jumped to conclusions a little.
You always jump to conclusions. You had this real sad face. Are you going to do this? But now I now learned I don't need to sit down and have a meeting with Bec. I just need to write it in either my to-do list or our joint to-do list. I didn't realise you watched that so carefully.
What?
The joint to-do list.
I'm always looking at the multiple to-do lists to see what...
So I didn't even say anything to you and you're already doing it.
What?
Something on the joint to-do list. I can't remember what it was. Just something that was on my joint to-do list and you got on top of it.
I'm just so efficient.
So efficient. Efficient.
Yes, I am.
So anyway, how was your week?
It was good. I finished booking a lot of things for America, actually, because we leave in a month to go over to New York first.
Right, yeah.
So I finished locking in studios, accommodation, sent everyone their information. I got on top of all of that because we leave in a month and I was starting to panic that I didn't have... Well, I was waiting on studios to get back to me for a little bit of it. But that's all sorted now. And then the accommodation I really wanted to get on top of, and I have. And that's finding accommodation is a lot trickier than it's it sounds like it would be a really easy part of my job, but it's actually...
Yeah, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I know.
You know, once you stay at comfortable and modern places, you actually go, oh, you can't just look at the photos. Yeah. We now need to look at the photos saying what lens did they use or what photoshopping have they done? And then we need to go, now we can't just look at the review on it. We need to look at the owner's review because they can clear their review by deleting their listing and then resetting the listing up tomorrow.
I found a few places that...
You found some other places that had done that?
I found another places that had done that, yeah. So
see, Airbnb shouldn't allow that because Airbnb's customers aren't the people putting the houses up.
Well, the Airbnb is still making money.
No, if nobody books them, they don't make a cent.
I guess.
So Airbnb's customers is the person that books the apartments.
Yeah.
Right? So they should be looking after their customers' interest first. And
but if the houses aren't listed, then no one can book them because there's no house to book. So that's probably why they don't care, because if someone's being dodgy and pulling down the listing and then re-putting it up without bad reviews, then someone else is going to fall for it and book it, and then Airbnb still make money. So they don't care.
So how much did Airbnb pay us?
$1,000.
$1,000. I don't think they made any money out of this.
Yeah, they still made money.
How?
Because we still booked and paid for the place.
Yeah, but didn't she get that money?
Well, Airbnb get a cut of it.
Yeah, I know, but do you think...
I don't know how much it is.
Yeah. What? No, I just don't know... All right, so maybe Airbnb still made $100 out of that booking. Because they gave us $1,000 and whatever we had paid prior.
Yeah.
All right, but they then had, half hour, 3/4 of an hour conversation with me?
I don't know.
You were there when I was losing it. Anyway, but what I mean is that some of their staff's time been taking up trying to solve this. Whatever happened back end to do it is more staff time. They've now got a
those people
customer
are
that's
employed
not
to do that.
happy and is more likely to, what we say, we would never book an Airbnb
Yeah, we
again. So that's still not good for them.
Yeah, I know.
Well, put it this way, if you're running a supermarket,
Mm-hmm.
you own a supermarket, and you had suppliers bringing in and someone brought in rotten tomatoes, would you put them out on the shelf?
No.
All right, so the next one got really clever and said, if they can see rotten tomatoes, they won't put them out on the shelf. So let's put the fresh ones on top and all underneath are the rotten ones. They'd only need to do it once, wouldn't they?
That's true.
Right, well, isn't it the same thing? We've got these rotten tomatoes. My analogies, they're pretty good, aren't they?
Analogies.
Well, really, Airbnb is only, their customers really are us. If they don't have us, it doesn't matter how many houses they got listed.
I
Whereas
suppose.
then you still have one house listed and 5 million people wanting to rent that one house.
I guess so.
Yeah, I just find, and same with Uber, Uber was really good and then went bad. But I don't know, because I haven't put a claim in with Uber for years, so I don't know what they're like now for claims. But someone said that with Uber Eats, the claims aren't always, sometimes it's hard to get your claim.
No way, it's super easy.
Oh, so Uber, they're the same thing. They're looking after their customer as the end buyer, not the person
Yeah.
they're standing in between of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And PayPal are very much that way. We've had it ourselves. Someone's put into dispute. We're put in disputes and it's been great.
But then people are put in disputes against
it's us. And
then
we didn't break anything wrong. It's just that they were being dodgy.
Person forgot that they had signed
Up for it.
But we didn't get our money back for that.
No, they took our money off us
Yeah.
for that.
Yes, because
So
we
that
disputed it
person-
and we said, no, this is legit.
Yeah, but that person only got 2 days usage, or was it 7 days usage or something? Oh no, that was the
No,
one that
it
said
was the
the
one-
internet was down.
Yeah.
His internet was down, and sorry, the internet was down and he couldn't use it. So he said
Yeah.
that we couldn't supply the service he
Yeah.
paid for.
And
Because his internet was down.
yeah.
Yeah, but see, I don't think their robots would have picked up on whose fault
But I
that
sent
was.
through proof.
I know. But and at the end of the day, they still ruled in favour of who their real customer is.
Yeah. Yes. But now jumping back to the booking of the Airbnbs, so we've got to be careful because of the horrible experience that we had, but also I've got to find there's lots of factors. I've got to look at. Oh no, that's what I was going to say.
Places are going to suit what we're there for.
Exactly. And then even with the size of things, that was what I was going to say before. You taught me, because you can't always tell just by the what lens they've used and stuff, but Peter's really good trick is to look at the couch and count how many seaters it is, and that way you have a better representation.
You get a representation of the room, and you swing the couch on side and go, the whole width of the room is only 2 seats.
Yeah.
This is long and skinny.
Yes. So that's a good
There was
trick.
one that you were looking at the other day that was like a hallway.
Yeah.
It was super skinny, the rooms.
Yeah. I think that might have been in New York.
It could have been.
I
Yeah,
don't-
everything's skinny. But it's really hard. There is set areas, I've never had an Airbnb in New York that I'd say I was happy with.
Yeah, so we book hotels.
Hotels there now.
But LA, we've only ever had great ones.
I had one Av. It was clean, it was neat, but it was a little bit like a 1970s flat.
Oh, yeah.
And it still had the original furniture from the 1970s. It was a very, very
Groovy.
cream brick square with Venetian blinds on the windows.
Groovy.
It was very, very like a timber floor, but proper timber, not laminate. It looked like it was original 1970s. All the taps were those old chrome taps.
Oh, yes, I do, yeah.
It was clean. The neighbourhood was nice, but it was just when you walked in, you just go, I think this was what my mum and dad's house when they first moved in and didn't have furniture. Because the most comfortable sitting spot was my bed because the couch was not comfortable and the seats weren't comfortable.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I have enjoyed about being back is my computer chair at the office. It's so comfortable.
Oh, you're lucky you didn't stay at the place I stayed in Zurich for the last night, even though it was a really nice, like funky place. Because it was really novel. Everything in the place was novel.
Novel.
Like the fact that your bathroom had a toilet and a shower, but didn't have a sink. But you went to your bedroom and there was a sink in the bedroom with a mirror.
That's so random.
But then there wasn't a desk or a table, but there was like a bedside table fixed to the wall next to your bed that you could use as a seat, and you could work next to the sink.
Who designed this?
I don't know. Sven. It was a bit funky, like all the walls, the roof, the floor's all polished concrete, so it was just a concrete slab building. But they dropped some novel things, like some very novel books.
You love this word.
Novel?
Yes.
I found the word. I know what it means now. It's a book. You write a novel.
I know.
Yeah, it was. I would have liked you to stay there instead of going back to your first love, the barman. The barman in Zurich.
We only stayed there because
cheap.
Because I could use my Qantas points, and it was to book it. Well, it was the end of the trip, and we were starting to run out of money. I don't know how much I spent at Tomorrowland. I had to convert all my Australian dollars into euros and then my euros into pearls to put on my bracelet. And then that's too much currency conversion, so I just kept tapping my little bracelet every time I wanted a wine, and I have no idea how much money I spent.
Yeah, 5 pearls is $400 a glass. They do that. They've got to be doing that on purpose.
Surely.
Why can't they have a pearl worth €1? No, because
I
that's
know.
confusing.
Exactly.
We can then up the price and people won't know.
Like, I think it was because I put €200 on, and that was 115 pearls. Like, it's not even an easy conversion to do. So that's why I was just like, I don't know how much anything is.
Yeah, and people on drugs partying can't add up. So it's win-win for them.
Yeah.
So do the dealers deal in pearls?
I don't know. I just know that my wine and Jared's beer was, I think, like 8 pearls per round. I don't know how much that is.
No, don't look it up. You'll be horrified.
Yeah.
Unless I can work out that you're paying more than Zurich prices for a hamburger.
Oh my gosh. But anyways.
Yes. So how much was that Zurich hamburger at the McDonald's? It was $50
$50 for...
€50 or 50 Australian?
50 Australian for a large chicken burger meal, a double cheeseburger, not in a meal, just a double cheeseburger, and 6 nuggets was $50 Australian dollars.
It was the nuggets that did it.
I do love
They
the
don't
nuggets.
eat nuggets over there. They had to ship them in from Australia.
They were really good. They were good. Oh, where did I have bad nugget? The Amsterdam Macca's, the nuggets weren't good. I think they were too real chicken tasting. I don't know. I didn't like the coating on it either. They didn't taste like Macca's shitty nuggets.
Scraped off the floor.
I love Macca's nuggets. But Amsterdam did have the best chip sauce. It was kind of like Big Mac sauce, but like a little bit more pickly. I don't know, it was really
You don't
good.
like pickles though?
But I like Big Mac sauce. I like those. I like the sweet fire pickles. I like them now.
You like them now?
Yeah, they're good.
But it's funny how you judge your country by its McDonald's, whereas I judge your country by its bar, if they can make an old-fashioned or not.
I liked Portuguese Macca's was good. Did they serve beer there?
I think there's another Macca's I've seen beer in.
I think they
Certainly
do.
There's
but
one somewhere.
I think there is. I think there's a few. But I had a beer at Portuguese Macca's. And I liked Portuguese Macca's. When we got the sweet and sour sauce, it said classic choinoise, and it was spelled like...
Classic what?
Choinoise.
Choinoise.
Choinoise. Me and Jared just kept saying...
How did they spell choinoise for you to pronounce it that way?
Chinoise. It was like a Kath and Kim.
Choinoise.
Choinoise.
Noise.
It was like Kath and Kim.
Do you think that's just like a translation error?
No, I think that's probably how they say Chinese.
Choinoise.
Choinoise. And we kept talking like Kath and Kim while we were eating out McDonald's.
Oh my God.
Anyways, that's my Macca's review from Europe.
I think the last time I had Macca's when you force-fed it to me.
That was in Switzerland. Last year.
Was that
I didn't
last year?
force feed it to you.
Well, you're in charge of finding us food every day, and that's where we ended up.
You went willingly.
And now in Paris, so imagine in Paris, we're going out to get lunch. Was it Burger King you wanted us to go into?
No,
in
I
Paris?
didn't. I said that I would happy to go eat at Five Guys, and you and Anne could go to a restaurant because you guys wanted to eat like.
Well, we're in Paris. We're not going to eat Five Guys.
Yeah, I wasn't saying come with me. I said I'm happy to go, and then you wouldn't let me because apparently we had to eat lunch together. And I was like, I can go have. I'm happy. Like you and Anne can eat together, and I can go have a little solo date with
Five Guys. That's not solo. That's called a group.
I was happy to sit by myself.
Or if you weren't willing, they call that grape.
Oh my God.
There's a bunch of them.
I was quite happy to have my Five Guys by myself. And you wouldn't let me eat lunch by myself.
No, I think I said something, but you misstrewed what I meant. Misstrudled.
Misstrudled it.
Yeah, she misstrudled what I meant.
No, you were very loud and clear that you didn't want us to split up for lunch.
Yeah, but I was more meaning get your Five Guys and bring it up to where we are, and you can eat your Five Guys while we're having our snails and
But most places don't like you bringing out other food there.
Only if it's conflicting with what they sell, and they were selling food and you were buying trash. Nobody's going to complain about someone coming in eating trash.
Like a little raccoon.
Like a raccoon, yes.
Eating my trash.
I saw something really funny as a raccoon, and it was washing its hands, and all I could think of you.
Grubby hands.
No morals.
No morals.
All I could think of was you.
Oh, I love the little trash pandas.
Your trash pandas.
They're so cute. Anyway. How was your week?
Yeah, my week was good. I'm actually doing what I've been promising to do myself.
Yeah, you had a weekend off.
No, I had a weekend of doing what I want to do and not feeling guilty if what I was doing was going to be put in the rubbish bin or not. And I thought it was because I said to Bec, so I'm writing some music, and I said, I think Bec's going to hate this. So
I did hate half of it.
Well, I took out the part that you would have hated the most. I wish I could remember what it was, but I repeated it a couple of times. It was pretty funny. Because it did sound like you were singing the way you had a very variable voice. Variable. Yeah.
He put me talking smack over some music.
Smack over. Well, you said you didn't mind the music.
I didn't like my talking.
You're repeating the same thing over and over again about how many friends you have.
Yes, I did not like it. But I liked the music was good. It was just me talking over the top of it was distracting.
So were you drunk last night, or you were right with you telling me that I'm allowed to put a little bit of your talking?
Yeah, I told you. I said that's fine. I even said that to you at the time. That I said you can have a little bit, but I don't like the constant repeating. Throughout the entire thing.
Letting the rest of the world know what I have to put up with every day.
I know. Well, people will willingly put up with it for an hour on Friday or Thursday night.
Oh, when they're listening to this?
Yes.
No, but and I've stuck to it. This week's gone so far so good. Like, I'm only doing what I want to do. But you know, I might say, yeah, I want to edit that. What are you all scared about?
I just couldn't remember pushing record on the video camera, and I thought we hadn't turned it on. Sorry. Sorry, my bad. Continue.
I thought you still had the jumps from last night.
No.
Oh. I've lost. I know. I remember now.
Yes.
Yeah. One of my. I'm a workaholic. That'll never change. But I don't mind doing something I want to do. But I hate having to spend a whole weekend doing something I don't like. And quite often I'll be sitting there going, "Why am I losing my weekend to something I hate?"
Yeah.
So I don't like looking at it. I don't like doing it. And because we don't really do commercial work, except the odd, like we've got one tomorrow, but they've been a client of mine for 15 years, and they're a very easy client. We have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So they're good. And yeah, I don't know why I said yes to the client for Friday. I was expecting a half-day booking on my new rates.
No.
And it was going to be worth it for that, because it's an easy job, but I think it'll only be an hour or 2 hour job now, so it's not really...
We're going to drive all the way
We've got to drive over there. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But getting back onto subject was, because I still haven't got on my sim, but that'll start next week.
Still, it's been months.
I know, it's been before Europe, and I only got on for that one day.
Well, didn't you have to fix it though?
You had to update every bit of software because I hadn't used it for so long. Everything was out of date. But yeah, I'll
Probably
get
need
there.
updating again.
Well, I know I updated it 2 weekends ago,
Oh, okay.
so it'll be pretty much right now. No, it was. I can't go on there if I've got broom broom. I can't go on there if I've got. I feel guilty. Because it's hard when it's your business. You just see that this stuff has to be done. But then what happens if you're doing it 7 days a week, you're not doing it efficient anymore because you're drained and not liking it. So every excuse not to do it. So what should take you an hour is now taking you 2 hours, which is now done from that point of view.
Well, it's kind of like with when I was doing the bookkeeping, even though I failed Year 9 math. Because I didn't like doing it because I don't understand it and I'm very bad at maths. And then because of that, I'd kind of put off doing it or I'd take ages to do it. Then that's just stupid because then I'm just like, that's time I could be spent better doing something else.
Looking up accommodation.
Looking up accommodation. I'm really happy with the places I booked.
Good.
We'll wait until we get in there.
Well, yeah, we'll give you. Because each one's a week, so each week we can do a podcast.
Yeah.
And I can point out where you stuffed up. So yes, we're in a Colombian drug den at the moment.
I'm excited for Mexico.
I am excited for Mexico too.
That'll be nice.
But I'll go back to where I was talking before.
Before we derailed it.
Before we derailed it, yeah.
Yes, back to you doing what you want to do.
Yeah, my weekend was spent writing, a little bit of editing the video so I could rewrite the music.
Oh yes, that's right.
And doing some of my art again, as much as you hate it.
I hate
I'm
it.
joking. I know the art I'm doing will never be to your palate, or a lot of it won't be to your palate.
Yeah,
because it's the stuff I see in galleries and go, oh, I freaking love that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're allowed to.
Yeah, no.
Art is subjective.
Yes, I know.
Everyone has different taste.
It's like farts.
What? How?
And you don't mind your own, but you can't stand anybody else's. I've never heard you come out of the toilet going, oh my God, my fart stunk. But I hear you come out going, Peter, you didn't use it. No, you never
No,
did that.
I don't.
Someone recently did. Not on me. Oh, it was a neighbour.
Oh.
Yeah, complaining about the husband hadn't sprayed.
Hadn't
Or he oversprayed. I don't know which it is,
Oh my
but she was
God.
not happy.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
That's odd. No, it was cool. Like the art that you did.
No, I
cool.
don't. I'm not looking for any of that. I just wanted to
Well-
show you. So I'm having fun with you. So really, it's like photos. I can't do it for somebody else, and
It's
my
like
art is
cooking.
100%
For you.
me. And
You
yeah.
seemed to get all upset when I was like,
No, I was more. No, I wasn't actually upset at anything.
Oh.
No, I think I'd worked myself up that you would hate the music, so I was ready for it. And the video part of it, because I was trying to cover something in the video that I didn't like, and that kept on irking me. And then I overcovered it and wrecked it. But then I sort of said, no, this is looking weird. So I pulled off and started again, and it fell in place. But I was still feeling negative from the over covering. And it was only when I watched it again with you in there, oh, that worked. So yeah, I actually fixed.
you got there in the end.
I got there in the end, but now I've got permission to finish it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Just without me constantly talking.
No, well, I'm just going to do the intro only, and I might do one line just before it crashes at the end.
No, just the intro.
No, but won't be any of the lines you've heard.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine.
It's a different line.
Okay, that's
that I
fine.
haven't put in.
Okay. When are you going to steal that thing from that recording?
Yeah, I might steal that. No, there was. I should. No, I won't tell you. I'll leave it. You spilt some wine. It was a comment you made after you spilt the wine about licking it up.
Okay. I was just about to say that again. I was like, what did I say? I was going to lick it up.
Yeah, maybe.
That sounds like something I
But
would
you
do.
said it very soft, so it'd only be very soft for somebody who really listened carefully.
Well, that's funny then.
Yeah. I think it was something like, it's okay, I can lick it up.
I've done that
I
before.
have been known to do that.
I've been known to do that.
Only in places like McDonald's. And
Well, I don't want to waste it. I love wine. Everyone knows me. I wonder if I'll get presents in America.
What for?
Because people love me and they bring me wine.
Oh, you're putting in a wish list.
No, I'm not. I feel bad when you don't get presents.
I don't want presents. I got presents. I got a bottle of Southern.
That's right. You did. And you got a model car thing.
Oh, yeah, no, it was really nice. I got, because he was Mexican. So he gave me a Perez Red Bull car, a little one. So that's
cool.
on my little model car bench.
Yes.
So that's...
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
I like it when you get
but I don't want... No, you know what me in presents, I'm not getting embarrassed. I don't like...
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm not a present person.
Yeah, I know you don't. You're not a birthday, you're not a present person.
No, or Christmas, I used to run and hide when I was a kid.
And then I get asked every single year by your family what to get you for your birthday and Christmas. And I'm like...
And I tell everyone in my family I have everything I need.
And that's what I tell them. I'm like, if Peter wants something, he'll buy it for himself.
Well, my wife started buying me expensive bottles of gin and...
I don't really drink gin.
Yeah, well, I mentioned that to her after she gave me another bottle of gin. I said, I don't really drink gin. Why? Well, the guy at the bottle shop's trying to sell. He can't sell you tequila because he knows I have better tequila than he does. He can't sell me good bourbon because he doesn't have any. He does have really good gin, but I don't drink gin. It's for people who are depressed and cutting their ears off.
I've come around to gin.
Oh, you're getting depressed, are you? Is this what I've done to you? Or is this the ring's been on your finger for, what, a month and you're already drinking? You swapped to gin now?
I swapped to gin before.
You swapped... Because your mum's vodka, isn't she?
Yeah.
So you're the opposite to your mum?
No, I like vodka.
No, you're either gin or you're vodka.
No.
No, you can't do both.
Yeah, you can.
Then they'll call you an alcoholic if you just drink anything.
Well...
See, that's why I know I'm not an alcoholic. Beck's seen how fussy I am with alcohol. If beer is warm, I won't drink it.
I don't really... I don't really like beer that much. I like Coronas. Even
So you're calling Corona not a beer?
No, I said I don't like beer that much, and then I said I like Corona. But at Boom, like the little carts where they sell drinks, they pretty much only had beer. They didn't have like canned, like mixed drinks. There's only so many beers I could drink before I'm like, ugh. It's just, I don't know, I don't like the way it makes me...
Before you're belching everywhere.
It just makes me feel all heavy and stuff.
Yeah, because you're full of air.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Not a fan of it.
No. But no, what do you mean you can only like vodka or gin?
Well, normally there's the alcoholics that do the vodka and the ones who... So the depressants do the gin and the crazy angry alcoholics do the vodka.
So
Didn't you know that?
I don't know, maybe.
So I know two although one of them won't drink anything.
By the way, I'm not an alcoholic, guys. I'm not. Despite what some people think.
I just thought the silence would just rub it. Like everyone's going, Peter didn't say anything, maybe she...
I'm not, I just like wine. A lot. But I don't wake up and start drinking.
Well, you did once, but you brought it all straight back up because you tried to do half a bottle.
That was New York last year.
You didn't want to tip it down the sink. I'm not wasting this, and you ended up putting it down the sink anyway, but in my sink, not in yours.
Down the toilet, thank you.
In the toilet.
I was hugging the toilet bowl. It looked like it needed a cuddle.
That was the funniest thing out.
That was so bad.
Now, I felt sorry for you, but it was still funny that you thought that you could do that. Even your body said, no, enough's enough.
No. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. This was a very good conversation. Actually, in fact, I've got the recording of that. We can use that in the song. Yeah, well, yeah. I could time it right. In fact, I could steal somebody else's song and just put it over the top and call it mine, like everybody else is doing.
They really are. I can't believe how many songs are out at the moment that I'm like, this, like, why?
One came out on TV, whatever you were listening to yesterday. It started and I gone, oh no, they're not. And they did. It's like a 1980s song.
Seriously?
And it wasn't that great a song anyway, so why would you
I do like that new rendition of Blue, though. I just think I like David Guetta as cheesy as he is. I'm so disappointed he wouldn't play at Tomorrowland.
But see, you made the comment that main stage, it'd be so commercial, but... and then you go, I want to see David Guetta on the main stage.
Yeah. Well,
No, I would love to see Gets my mate.
He's got
Sorry about the noise. It's getting too hot next to Bec's freaking
the heater.
sauna.
Cold. It's like 4 degrees this morning.
Yeah, it's not 4 degrees now. It's most likely 14. It's blue sky.
Yeah, still cold.
But yeah, I couldn't, even with the Tomorrowland, because I was playing it live just so I got really depressed on what I was missing out on while I was editing crap. I couldn't get over it. One DJ would finish and next DJ would say, oh, he's playing the same set. It's the same set. Just with a different drum beat.
Me and Jared asked me, he's like, so what do you think the most played song was? The Fred Again.
Fred Again, by
the
far.
The Jungle, the
Skrillex, Fred Again. Oh, that's Skrillex,
yeah, there's
Fred Again.
The Jungle one.
The Jungle, there's a Fred Again one, which is without Skrillex. It was played
there was
a lot.
another one. There was that, what's it called? That Free From Desire.
Free From Desire, yeah.
The Miracle song by Calvin Harris. There's another one that I was like, oh
yeah, there's
how many times are they going to play these songs?
But then there was a couple of old songs. It's like every single DJ thought, oh, nobody's going to play this song. They've all played it. I heard 3 people play Firestarter.
Oh, yeah. 3
people had that mixed into their thing. Like, it's such an old song for the fact that 3 people, they must be all on the same drugs or the same channel or something. But it was sort of like, it gets a bit, it's just like, I know you're producing and putting, but they're still at the end of the day, they're DJs.
Yeah.
And when I did realise that most of the ones I was playing that I really didn't like and sort of jumped to a different stage to see who was playing there were pretty much just DJing but adding their own beat to it. And yeah, that only played.
What? I liked her set. Just a shame it was raining. Her outfit was so cute.
Her set.
Yeah.
Somebody else wrote it for her and someone would yell out there, put your hand on that green button for a minute. That's good. It looked like you did something.
I'm sure that she was just pressing play. I don't care.
But there's a lot doing
She's an
that.
icon.
I was watching, I'm not going to mention their name because I think they might be looked up upon as a good one, but I was watching a set, the radio, I was telling you about it, and they had a close-up of his hands for a little bit of the song. And I saw him go to a knob, and I saw him go to turn it, he didn't, go to turn it, he still didn't. He didn't do a single thing, and he lifts his hand off really quick. And I thought, you put a hand on a knob. Well, that's all he did, put his hand on his knob. No, but you could see he was definitely not turning it to do anything. But anybody in the crowd would have thought, oh, it wasn't a crowd, it was a live radio show. Oh. Everyone in the live radio show, well, I heard nothing, but I saw nothing. Why was your hand on that? I think they get used to just touching things to make it look like.
I don't know.
But see, I like your mate.
My mate.
Your mate.
I have lots of mates.
You've got lots of friends. You can't believe how many friends I have. No. I can't even remember the exact line. Newlex.
Newlex, yeah.
He has no problem stepping back from the deck and just letting it play.
Yeah, because he's spent all the time writing all of those songs.
Writing it and putting it together.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pretend I'm playing with a knob.
Yeah.
If there's nothing to be touched, I'm not touching it.
He doesn't do it, yeah, because his skill is sitting down in the studio and producing it all. He doesn't play other people's songs, he only plays his songs that he's...
But he brings some of the other people's sounds in every now and then.
Yeah, and he'll play some other people's songs, but they're his songs that other DJs have remixed, and then he'll play the remix version.
He's got War of the Worlds in one of his songs.
Yeah, but he sampled that sound and made a song out of it.
Yeah, but it's not his song.
But he made his own song from the sample.
From the War of the Worlds.
From
but that's what I meant. He's used other people's songs.
No, but I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he doesn't do that. I'm saying the songs that he's made, like remixed or whatever, that he's done. Those are the ones he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so other people are grabbing somebody else's remix?
Sometimes.
Ah, that's a bit dodge.
Well, no, he grabs. Sometimes it's like he has one. So there's like a certain song that he has, and then another DJ remixed it, but then he plays that other DJ's remix
the other
of his song.
DJ's remix of his. No, that's different. What I was thinking of saying.
No. Yeah. Anyway.
I miss
Tomorrowland.
It's all but it still comes down to movies, music. Very hard to find anything original anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to like, and this is not a go on one of my favourite DJs in the world or producers in the world, but I can't really struggle to find anything new he's done. Like really struggle. Just look back in iTunes, and there's pretty much anything he's done is really a remix of what he's already done. And he's obviously going through writer's block. But it's really hard. When I was in a band, I was at a stage where we were on the edge of breaking it. If we got a decent producer, we could have made it. Because the other bands we were playing around with, we're all at the same sort of level. We all had our own sound and we were all selling out. Every time we went to a pub, it was sold out. And a third of us got a record company deal, and now the third that got a record company deal, maybe a tenth went on from that based on how the record company treated the band, how true to their sound, and did they make their sound even better for their fans. And unfortunately, our sound went 180 degrees a different way to our
Yeah, because didn't they try and change it?
They changed it. It changes from a heavy rock with a really sweet singer and brought Syndrum in.
What's that?
Pseudo-echo funky town drums.
Yep.
Right, so gone from a natural drum kit
to
this electronic drum kit, which was not us. They pulled our music down, replaced some of the guitar work with synth work, brought her vocals up and put more harmonies on, which wasn't us.
Yeah.
But I'm not copping out that we were great and we should have made it, but the other bands around, there's a couple, I think there was 4 bands I personally knew that got a hit. I got into the top 10. This is back in the days with singles. This is when I'm still talking vinyl. Single, yeah, I'm a little bit old. So they got a top 10 in Australia charts with the single, and you saw the panic they went through to try and find another song.
Yeah.
And could never do it. They put so much pressure on them to write equivalent or better song that they just couldn't come up with that second song, or they're just one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
They weren't even a big enough hit to make it overseas. They could only make it
in Australia.
A hit in Melbourne for 1 week. but still, and back then it didn't mean you earned a cent. The money you earned, like I remember Split Ends. So
I remember that.
Split Ends became Crowded House. So a New Zealand band that came to Australia, they used to rehearse in the same studios I rehearsed in. They used to turn up in these old little Wolseley cars. They'd had 2 albums out and they're still driving these old shitbox cars. They still didn't have a crew that would pack up after the rehearsal. They were still doing all themselves, packing into their cars. And it was just basically, back then, to try and make money out of music was pretty, like, you really needed to have something overseas to make money. All the Australian bands were still struggling to eat. A lot of them had day jobs that they'd run in between. They couldn't take on stuff like we have today, like IT work. They didn't have that cushy IT job that, I can do 10 hours work in 1 hour and charge the boss 10 hours.
Yes.
Yeah, Bec knows about this from some of the people she knows who built their own business up on somebody else's paycheck. I can do all their work in a day in an hour. It leaves me 8 hours to build my business up.
Send a email. I said, how's that going? Yeah, I'm still working on it. Sitting there playing WoW instead.
But see, they didn't have that back then. So most of the guys I know that were in bands like, say, Split Ends and that, they were doing sort of like accountancy and things like that, where they were sort of a part-time accountant at a company, like a bookkeeper at a company.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that they could live. That literally paid for them to eat and sleep somewhere. And all the money they made out of their music was pretty much to keep them in instruments and keep them being able to be in studios for rehearsal and so they could travel and keep them in food while they were travelling. That's all, and maybe provide a little bit of money towards drugs. Back then, the green rooms were horrendous.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it was quite often, especially if it was for some reason maybe a quiet weekend. It might have been, like we always found at long weekends, the Friday nights always duds. hard to get a booking. But the Saturday nights would go off, but Friday nights were always dud. So lots of bands would end up in studios jamming with each other. And it'd be like a 24-hour party in the end.
Nice.
But the cafe, which we all nicknamed the green room, that ended up being the white room. But
Hopeless.
it was just amazing. You'd be sitting there with some people they'd been on Countdown for our American followers and English followers. I don't know if they had a show. It was like an MTV, but it had a host.
I think England had like Top of the Pops.
He might have had that. England had a couple of shows. There was another show they had which was like Countdown. It's sort of like...
I thought it was that.
Live, but not live. Is Top of the Pops have a live?
I don't know. I thought it was that.
So basically in the studio, they had a live audience in the studio,
Yeah, I
not
think
a big
it
live
did.
audience, but 90% of the time the band still mimed. The odd band would play live and it would have a host. Like we had Ian Molly Muldrum, who became a little bit famous in other countries, but not super famous. But that show went on for a long time, and to get onto that show, it meant that you had made a break.
My mum used to love Countdown.
Yeah, so I grew up with it. Like, it was a Sunday night thing. I was only ever on a Sunday night. It was before the news, so it was for an hour before the news on a Sunday night. And you used to have to fight with your parents to be able to play it. Because, although my mum and dad love music, so there was certain music they didn't love, but...
Someone that I know...
They used to let me play Slade and stuff like that, full volume in my bedroom.
Slade?
They never complained once about how loud
Did you listen
they
to
played.
Slayer?
Yeah, Slayer, all of them.
I don't.
I know.
I just like the T-shirt.
I know, you have a Led Zeppelin T-shirt. Can you name 3 Led Zeppelin songs? I know you'll name one.
Dark Side of the Moon.
It's Pink Floyd, you idiot. So you don't have a Pink Floyd T-shirt. Look at that nice rainbow T-shirt.
No, it's too colourful.
Too colourful.
That's so embarrassing.
See what I have to live with? She's so on point with her music.
I'm just going to go join the witness protection program now.
Well, it's like with that Neelix song from War of the Worlds. I said, this is a song from a very, very famous...
It's like one little part.
But it is the most famous part of the War of the Worlds album.
Yeah, but it's just like one little part of your song.
I know, it's like Beethoven's da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. It's only one little part, but every single person in the world knows...
I'm trying to think of Led Zeppelin song.
Everyone's killing themselves laughing. You know that. I can give you one which should have been your obvious one. Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, yeah, that one.
All right, come up with the next one.
Nah, I don't know.
Whole Lot of Love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you don't know what it is, do you?
Yeah,
No,
I do.
you're saying, oh, yeah.
I
Black
do
Dog?
know. I don't know that.
Moby Dick. No Quarter.
I don't
Deer
know.
Maker.
I don't know these ones. Just gonna drink my wine. I don't know.
And there's actually heaps of more songs I haven't spat off my tongue.
Spat off. No, I don't know. I don't listen to them. Anyway,
We'll move away from ancient people's music. So we watch it. What got really annoying at the last song of every show was the number 1 song. Mm-hmm. And Queen came out with Bohemian Rhapsody. 1 year later, it's still the last song on every single...
Really?
Yeah, because it was number 1 in Australia for over a year.
Wow.
We still always watched it. We still always picked up the air guitars at a certain point. And I had long hair. I had the longest hair in the house, and my brother hated me. Or we could flip it like it's...
Flip it like it's hot.
Yeah. But back in the day...
Back in my day.
And then in Australia, we had a thing called Night Moves, which was a Friday night thing. Didn't start till 10, 11, 12 at night. And that was really cool. That was more like cool music.
Cool music.
Yeah, so it'd be playing more stuff like Zeppelin and Floyd and all the bands that you'd wear the T-shirts but don't know what they play. So it wasn't so much, on Countdown, we had to put up with the Video Killed the Radio Star and all those.
That's a banger.
Yeah, all those old pop songs.
Oh.
So we had the Bay City Rollers, which my sister was into.
I couldn't tell you one of their songs either. But you've told me about them. You told me they all had dolly haircuts.
Yeah, that Dolly girl haircut and wore tartan. Like white pants with tartan strips up and little
cool.
platforms.
I like that.
And little tartan ties.
That's cute.
Oh, you would have. If you're my sister's age, you would have 100% been into them.
I wish I was around in the 70s. This was the 70s or the 80s?
The 70s.
70s, yeah. 70s looked like a bit of a vibe. I don't know how or why we were talking about it, but I asked Jared what hair he would have had if we were in the 70s. He reckons he would have had a mullet. I was like, Jared, that's horrible.
I don't think mullets were big in the 70s. Oh, they could have been with the workers. In music, Akadaka, Bon Scott sort of had a mullet for a while.
I reckon I would have had like Farrah Fawcett hair.
Well, I had dead straight long hair until I joined another band and then cut it shorter and had it permed. Well, it started a glam rock type thing and the whole band was very glam. I only lasted a month in the band. I couldn't stand what they were doing. But I had long hair cut off, and I'll never forget when I walked home with a perm and my dad started making poof jokes.
Is that the same perm as in your...
That picture you've seen, yes.
No, the one on your Facebook profile picture. On your business.
That was me trying to grow the perm out.
I love that photo.
That was about...
That photo is classic. Anyone that hasn't seen it, please go to Peter's official Facebook page.
I can do it as a thumbnail. How about that? I'll make well, you need to give me a picture of... We'll put a picture side by side. So I would have been... Oh, no, you'd be too old. I'm not going to get the funny pictures. I want a 60s, when you were 16, picture of you.
16? So when I was a
When you had that full-on emo buff head, nearly like a dolly cut.
When I had the red fringe?
That'll do.
I'll find... I've got heaps of embarrassing photos of me when I was an emo.
No, I just want that typical emo...
I think I've got
16,
one, yeah.
You're 16 emo, when you'd be crying and screaming at people.
What's changed?
Yeah, I suppose so. I'll put that next to my... You're talking about the perm picture, or you're talking about the one on...
The one on Facebook where you got your guitar and you got the handlebars.
Oh, I had short hair on. Oh, no, I still had a...
Yeah, still had perm.
I had that was growing the perm out.
It
took forever to grow out because it never got any longer. It just got frizzier. I ended up taking it all off. Yeah.
You never grew it long again?
No,
Maybe you should. Maybe you should grow it long again and get another perm.
More chance growing my butt hair long than I have my head hair long. I can do a comb over this way, except it'll come over short and curly with daggy bits hanging off the ends. It'll have dingleberries hanging off it. Well, it's like the dreadlocks. I'd be able to have dreadlocks and wouldn't have to do anything with them. The dangleberries would do the rest.
Oh, the dreadlock. I'm still scarred from that bus ride.
Oh, that was funny, yes. She never showed me the dreadlock picture, so I didn't know if you had a toe on one thing and someone's festering hair hanging over the other thing and it was moving.
Oh, God, it was horrible. The foot and the dreads.
So we never got to what did you do this week?
I did. Oh, you go first.
Well, I was going to say last night.
Oh, yes, we went to a play.
We went to a play and
it was good.
It was at the level I expected. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have that's a bit bad acting to start with. Yeah. No, but I always find plays that don't have sound on stage. They had minimal because they wanted to keep it like projecting. Yeah. If you have to talk loud, it's very hard to talk natural and loud.
I guess.
It's very, very hard.
But also, I haven't really seen...
The screaming scenes tended to feel right, didn't they? The yelling scenes.
Yeah.
But the talking scenes don't seem like they have to talk so loud. But I floored it up more.
What?
Well, didn't he give one of them a hug?
I don't know.
He did. The girl, his old friend that he didn't marry. He hugged her when they first met. Well, he couldn't have. I wish I would love to go in there and say, hey, I found all these holes in your play. Can we just fix them? Because you shouldn't have been able to lift the cup.
Yeah. Interesting.
Under real ghost rules.
Anyway, it was a spooky play.
And Bec just kept junking. Every single... The whole seat shook.
I did not. Everyone else felt like they kept like... When something spooky would happen, there would be like these like really loud screams in the theatre and like the lights. It was like a lot of jump scares. And then like they'd play this like kind of dub music almost, and me and Peter were just like, cool. And then there's all these old ladies sitting around there like, oh, and they were all jumping and getting all scared. Whereas we thought it was really cool.
And I had an old lady sitting next to me, and at intermission, she wanted to know what I felt about it halfway so she could vent how much she didn't like it. And because I said, oh, it's freaking amazing, she goes, oh, are you friends of the cast? Well, we were second from, we had good seats, we had great
really
seats. We were second from, we're like dead centre.
Dead centre, second row.
Second row in, so which were really good seats. And I said, well, no, I don't personally know them, but Gemma Ward, who was the main actor, I've followed, like Gemma Ward's Australia's Kate Moss. The best way to say it, most people in the like everyday wouldn't know her, but if you're in fashion, you knew her. She was super famous in fashion. She did Calvin Klein stuff and all the really big names, worked with all the biggest photographers in the world. Amazing, amazing model, loved her to bits. And I'd seen her play with her like 10, it was back in the days of Natasha and that, so it's got to be 10, 11 years ago in Perth, and it was sold out. I managed to get 2 of the models' tickets because I really wanted to see Gemma Ward, but it sold out. I couldn't buy my ticket.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
No, well, I actually went down, so I booked it online there, and the next day I went down and gave the sob story and said, look, I'm happy to pay for a ticket and I'll stand somewhere. And she said, we're not allowed to do that. And so someone behind the counter, and I gave my sob story how big a fan of Gemma Ward I was. And someone said, just get him a stool. So I paid my thing, I went there, had a special thing to see a certain person, got there, they gave me a stool. I had to carry the stool up the stairs in there and stick it at this top balcony area. I sat on my own on the stool.
Your little stool sample.
My little stool sample to go with my dingleberries in my hair. But it was like, absolutely, the play was called The Ugly. And Gemma Ward was the ugly. So it was all about how ugly she was.
But she's not.
No, but that's why this play was so good, because in the play she was the most ugliest person in the world.
Right.
And there was all these people standing around telling her how ugly she was. Interesting. It was a heavy play, but I absolutely loved it. And then I saw Black Balloons, which is a little Australian movie, which, I don't know, if I can find a link, I'll put it in there. I don't think it would have made it worldwide, so I don't know if it's even going to be around. But Black Balloons was an amazing movie about, she had a younger brother who was severely handicapped, and her life was just being completely destroyed by her brother because she had to keep looking after him at school and everything, and he would just do things so she got picked on and she couldn't go to here. And so a really good movie. I absolutely love that. And then your favourite movie ever she was in? Horror.
Oh, it's not my favourite. It's the scariest thing ever.
Scariest thing you've ever...
Strangers.
Strangers.
This is terrifying. It's not my... It's like... But she has a mask on. I don't think she says anything. She's one of...
I think she has the one line.
Yeah, but...
And she was one of the mermaids in Pirates Caribbean. She's that beautiful mermaid that comes up and turns out with the vampire teeth in the... You know when it comes up and she's under... That's Gemma Ward.
Yeah. She was in this play.
Yeah.
Which was good. And Ruby Rose.
And Ruby Rose was on there. So the Americans, Orange is the New Black. So in Australia, Ruby Rose was, we first saw her in...
she was on MTV.
MTV.
She was a VJ.
And then she was a DJ for a while.
I think so.
No, that's how I met her first.
She's an icon. She's amazing, and she's so nice.
She's such, and this is, I take my hat off to her. At the end of it, I knew, because I've been to this theatre before, I knew where the actors come out.
And she said hi to everyone that was standing there waiting.
She took a photo, signed autographs with every single person.
Every single person, and said hi to everyone. And I was like, that is so nice of you.
Yeah, no, I really...
She's a much nicer person than me.
Even Bec made the comment that maybe I need to be a bit nicer. She could see how nice Ruby Rose was.
I was like,
she
I'm
really
not that
gave
nice.
true, but she really gave. It wasn't like fake. She actually
I know,
gave
and that's
true.
why I was like, she's a really nice person.
was.
I should be nicer to her. Then there's me.
She even pretended that she thought she knew my face. Well, we had met twice before, and I had photographed her.
Yeah, I don't think she was pretending.
No, I was staring.
And then there's me who's just pissed off all the time. Go into Woolies, like, get out of my way.
Yes,
Well,
being a people person.
People, general public, I hate going to the supermarket. The people that just dawdle in the middle of aisles. Oh my God.
I hate the ones that do a crisscross.
Oh, that's
so
so
they're going
annoying.
this way and you think, I can come this way, and they back, and you go back this way, and they go, oh no, it's on this side. And then their daughter walks on and blocks the other side. And then the
With their
mother gets
trolleys
angry
away?
if you push past the daughter.
And then sometimes I park my trolley and I go and get things, but I leave it out of the way. I hate the people that just park it right in the middle and then I'm like, where
Don't
is
you put yours on the side?
Yes, I put mine...
No, I turn it on its side to block the hole.
No, I put it out of the way while I go and grab a few things. I hate people just leave and block. And it is, going to the supermarket is getting increasingly frustrating because the prices have gone up and then, so I'm already cross at
Are you
people.
trying to work out what the pearl conversion is?
I'm already
So what's
annoyed at-
Australian dollars in pearls? Because I've only got pearls left.
I'm annoyed with the people that are in my way, and then I get to the checkout and I'm annoyed at the price. It's all just a really big inconvenience, and I just want to go home and sit on the couch and drink my wine and...
And
I'm an old lady now.
you are an angry old... You're becoming a Karen.
No, I haven't got the haircut for
Baron.
it. A Baron.
No, how do we mix Beck and Karen?
Keck.
Keck. No, Kecken. Correct. No, Brow. Yeah, I won't give up. Anyway.
On that note.
On that note, I'll see if I can find, I think it's called Black Balloons.
Yeah, I wrote it down
If
on my
I
phone.
don't put a link, it means I couldn't find it.
Okay.
And
I'll try not to murder anyone at the supermarket.
you try not to murder anyone. Why don't you do what I do? And I sort of pretty much black man big chain stores and go to little places that are empty because they're overpriced.
Yeah, overpriced. And
Yeah, but there's
still...
nobody you have to walk around. And if you work out your hourly rate, it's actually cheaper in the end.
No.
No.
No. Anyway,
Anyway,
we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
see ya.